You know those days when you're scrolling through a sea of Netflix shows, desperately looking for something that isn't a reboot, sequel, or a show about a vampire detective who's also secretly a billionaire? Well, if that's your vibe, Foundation is the cosmic equivalent of dropping your phone, stepping outside, and seeing a spaceship the size of a city just hover in front of you. No, it's not a pop-up ad for a sci-fi streaming service. It's the legendary Foundation series, and in this review we're about to set off on a high-speed space odyssey that'll make you wonder why humanity's greatest minds don't just solve all of life's problems with math. Yep, you read that right. Math, not lasers, not warp drives, but good old numbers. Hold on to your seats, because Foundation is a story of galactic empire collapses, psychohistory, a fancy word for predicting the future using math, and a bunch of scientists trying to prevent 1,000 years of darkness, all wrapped up in one of the most mind-bending, yet strangely accessible books ever written. Ready for a trip to the stars? Let's go. Foundation kicks off with the smartest dude in the room, Hari Seldon, showing up on the Galactic Empire's doorstep and basically saying, "Hey, I can predict the future, and guess what? Your empire is going to collapse. So what now?" Yeah, a real party crasher. Imagine telling a room full of billionaires that their empire is on the brink of falling, and you've got the reaction. No one's impressed. No one's buying into it. They're all like, "What are you smoking? And can I get some?" But here's the twist. Seldon's not some crazy conspiracy theorist with a tin foil hat. Nope. He's a mathematician, and he has a crazy, futuristic superpower, psychohistory. This isn't just some random tarot card reading or horoscope nonsense. Seldon's psychohistory is a discipline that combines history, sociology, and math to predict the behavior of large populations. We're talking about predicting the future with high-level probability theory, like if someone predicted the rise of TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube back in 2000 and was like, "Yeah, just give it a few decades, kids. Trust me." So, when Hari Seldon tells the galaxy's top officials that the mighty galactic empire is doomed to fall, he's not just guessing, he's crunching the numbers. The empire, with all its planets, politics, and wealth, is going to crumble, and there's absolutely nothing anyone can do about it. Except Seldon has a plan. A big plan. Seldon's solution. A little thing he calls the Foundation. You see, instead of sitting around twiddling his thumbs as the empire falls into chaos, Seldon decides to take action. He establishes a group of scientists, scholars, and intellectuals on a remote planet called Terminus. The goal of this foundation is to preserve human knowledge, and by doing so, kickstart the process of shortening the inevitable dark age that'll follow the empire's collapse. Imagine trying to keep the internet running while everyone else is too busy arguing over who controls the last few remaining Wi-Fi routers. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. But wait, there's a problem. Not everyone is on board with Seldon's brilliant plan. Some are skeptical. Some think he's just a quack with too many math formulas in his head. And others, well, they're power-hungry jerks who would rather let the empire fall and scramble for their own survival rather than think long-term. But Seldon's not about to let that happen. He has a secret weapon, a little thing called Seldon's Plan, which is this grand, long-term strategy for getting humanity through the collapse. It's like a cheat code for saving the galaxy, except there's no reset button if you mess it up. As the story unfolds, we follow the Foundation on its mission to survive. The people of Terminus are initially tasked with building an Encyclopedia Galactica, a comprehensive record of all human knowledge. But here's the kicker. The Foundation doesn't just sit there and quietly catalogue the universe's history. Nope. They start flexing their muscle, using their knowledge to manipulate the surrounding planets and systems. They use technology as a form of power, and the neighboring planets have no idea they're being played like pawns in a massive galactic game of chess. The first big twist in the book happens when the Foundation, which is supposed to be a peaceful group of intellectuals, starts to realize that knowledge itself is a form of power. As their neighboring planets struggle with the crumbling empire and their own political power struggles, the Foundation begins to grow in influence. They leverage their technology and scientific prowess as a kind of religious force to control the outer planets, basically turning science into a pseudo-religion. Imagine people from ancient times thinking that a flashlight was magic. That's the Foundation, and they're using that magic to gain more control, slowly but surely. But things get real interesting when a new threat emerges. Enter the Mule. He's a mutant, not the kind you see in your favorite comic books, but a mutant with a terrifying ability. He can control people's minds. That's right, he can take over entire populations with just a thought. So now, Seldon's perfect plan, which was supposed to keep the galaxy from falling apart for 1,000 years, is at risk of being blown to bits by one guy with a nasty superpower. The Mule isn't interested in politics, diplomacy, or treaties. He just wants control, and he'll stop at nothing to get it. This is where things take a serious turn. The calm, calculated predictions of Seldon's psychohistory are thrown into chaos by an unpredictable, emotional force: human nature. It turns out that no matter how precise Seldon's formulas are, you can never predict the wild card of individual behavior. And the Mule? He's the ultimate wild card. The question becomes, can the Foundation survive in a world where math can't predict the unexpected? This is the heart of Foundation. It's not just about preserving knowledge or preventing the fall of an empire. It's about the conflict between order and chaos, prediction and unpredictability, reason and emotion. The whole galaxy is caught in this existential battle, and it's unclear who will come out on top. But just as things look like they're spiraling into complete madness, Asimov drops in another twist. In a galaxy of uncertainty, there's a hidden force that's been pulling the strings from the shadows. The Second Foundation. This secret group of psychohistorians, who've been quietly manipulating events behind the scenes, hold the key to saving humanity from the chaos that threatens to engulf it. They've been working quietly, in the background, adjusting the course of history without anyone even realizing it. And now, the Foundation has to figure out if they're a friend or foe, because the Second Foundation has a plan of its own, and it might not align with Seldon's original vision. As the book races toward its conclusion, Foundation leaves you thinking about power, control, and the future of humanity. Can we really predict the future, or are we at the mercy of our own unpredictable natures? Is civilization a fragile thing, doomed to crumble again and again? Or is it something we can preserve, rebuild, and shape through the power of knowledge, planning, and strategy? But don't expect answers to all of these questions. Foundation isn't here to spoon-feed you a happy ending. Instead, it leaves you with a challenge. Can you see the patterns of history? And if you do, what would you do with that power? It's the kind of story that gets you thinking long after the last page is turned. And let's be real, if you're looking for a book that mixes math, politics, and a hell of a lot of mind-bending cosmic ideas, all while delivering the thrills of a high-stakes, galaxy-wide chess game, Foundation is your ride. So, get ready to dive into a universe that'll challenge everything you thought you knew about civilization, power, and the future. Foundation isn't just a sci-fi classic. It's the blueprint for how we think about our past, present, and, yes, future. If you enjoyed the video, Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment down below